Okay, this is going to be a little shorter, I hope, than my videos typically are. But a lot of people are convinced that it is by right of sign only where our quote unquote superpowers, our psychic gifts, empathy, all that kind of stuff comes from. And in part, it is the truth. However, it isn't just one sign, it is a mixture of signs. And then the clincher is when we are met with certain things that happen, certain events in our lives, and we are called upon to draw from the well that is within us in terms of where we're going to get the strength to carry on with a certain thing in our life, right? The thing that we all need to remember is that as we get older, certain things happen in our lives that call upon us to do what I just said, which is reach deep within and go for those reserves of who we are and where we've been and how we got through other certain things in our lives. And by this I mean, think back to the last time that you really had to reach for that last bit of strength, that last bit of bravery, that suddenly when things began to, hele on, march on, get more big and more big and more big, that reserve became huge. That part is in the chart, okay? But each and every one of our superpowers does not come from something that is not within us. We are who activate that. So to depend on our birth chart to be like an instruction guide. I forget which astrologer called our birth chart an instruction guide for how to live. That is the wrongest thing. It's more like okay, look at that. That sounds true. And then we go live out that. Or the other way around, which is usually how it happens, where somebody is very good at something. And then at a point in their life, they had to seek out some strength and bravery to make it through something that seemed like they would not make it through it at all. To think that we could reach outside of ourselves to get an answer for a complete stranger to tell us exactly what that looks like, we're fooling ourselves. That doesn't happen that way. Strangers, people outside of us, people close to us, they only give us confirmation of the things that, we might not know about it. We might not know where our badassery comes from, how it's going to show up. It is not until we've had to deal with something really, really hairy, scary, ugly that we thought was going to take our lives away from us in one way or another, even for real. Where we reach inside and we grab that thing called the human spirit. The human spirit doesn't have a sign. It doesn't have a ruling planet. For any one of us to believe that we could just go look at our chart and go, Jupiter's in Pisces and Saturn's in Capricorn and this is in that and blah, 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 blah. All right, I'm a badass, without ever having to confirm that for ourselves, is a lot of the reason why this world is jacked up like it is right now. You're not going to find any of those things outside of you. Sure, people outside of us will tell us that we are good at one thing or another. But in order for it to be the truth, we are the ones who have to activate it. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. So, in answer to the person who asked me about a week and a half ago, Auntie, where can I find my spiritual badass in the chart? Well, if all of us do what we were supposed to do at a bare minimum, that badass is not going to stay hidden for very long. Okay? How it presents and expresses itself is in the chart. But the fact that we are the ones who have to birth that into being through dealing with and making it through and healing from and rising above everything that we felt at one time was going to end our lives, that's where the badass lives. The badass is not going to be found in that chart. I don't give a shit who tells you this. I don't care how many astrologers you go pay. Okay? You're going to get a different answer from different astrologers. And you will get people who will tell you that I am lying through my teeth. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. In order to be badass at anything, including getting out of shitty situations, you have to rise above it. There is nothing in your chart outside of the way that the planets and the signs interact with each other and how we will meet those things. That's one thing. But to expect to look at a piece of paper or a computer screen and go, see, there it is. It says I'm a badass. First, you got to go through some stuff. And I'm so not talking about getting through the idea somebody misgendered you. That's not some stuff. That's bullshit. And I don't care how you feel about what I just said. That does not make you a badass. Being able to deal with people like myself going, I do not think like you. Deal with it. And you dealing with it is a badass. Okay, you guys know I'm going to be back. I get plenty of stuff going on right now. Look at the background. You know I'm not at home in Vegas. So, see you next time. Thanks for watching.